Oh, hi Ari. This is funny. Nice to see you. Yeah, so the stream is a little more serious. Just because there's some things I want to talk about, I don't want to be quiet about it. So yeah, but we're just getting started. I'm gonna say this to everyone who comes in, but if you don't feel comfortable, um, yeah, leave and then yeah, fair. I'm with friends, so shall skedaddle soon. Makes sense. Makes sense. I hope you have fun. Um, Hi, thank you for joining. I'm just setting everything up real quick. Anyways, so yay, hope you're gonna have a nice day. Um, okay, gotta do my posting. Oh, I was like, what's going on? It's because it's not connected to the right thing. You need to connect here. Um, that should be working. Okay, so we got the music already. I'm gonna get ready to draw. Let me post all my things. Um, okay, we're promoting, we're promoting. Okay. So, let's just chill out as we wait for more people to come. I'm, you know, okay, there we go. Let's just start with what I'm doing today. Um, so, mm, I just want to, I guess, I'm, okay, let's not be serious right now. Let's be a little silly. So, I'm drawing right now. Um, been drawing today. I got boba again, which has been my week-long boba streak. To be fair, some of the boba I've gotten this week has been homemade, but today is blah blah blah. It wasn't homemade. I bought it because today honestly has not been a good day for me. I've been boba politics. Yo, that's my shit. Yeah. Okay. Um. Hello. Oh, someone followed me yesterday. I just noticed. Um. Yeah, I'm kind of keeping it chill while I'm waiting for some more people to join. Um, but there's a lot of things going on, and there's been things going on my campus that I just want to talk about, and I honestly might just say my campus. Hey, yeah, I know. Stream today. Um, so I'm gonna be talking a little bit more serious topics today. Right now I'm kind of chilling, as I'm waiting for some things. But there's just some things happening in the world that I want to be able to have a civil discussion about with some people. And I want to be able to spread my experiences and the experiences of others. And hopefully it's that who is it? I can't remember who said it, but it was like there was a video where someone was like, and if I had to tell you animal abuse was bad, then I'm glad I got to tell you that, kind of thing. So today is just like we'll discuss some things. I hope we can all be very civil and agree to disagree. Everyone has different experiences. And that's the thing, is that everyone's ideas come from their experiences. And so there's no one right idea. It's just right based on the experiences of other people. But yeah, I've had boba all week. And so that's just a thing that I want to do. And so today will be a little less fun and silly. I know I kind of like to keep it to be a place to be where people can like recharge and have a nice day. But I've been having a bad day today, and so we're all gonna no. I've just been having more of a serious day, and so I think today is gonna be a bit more of a serious topic because I'm gonna be honest. I was watching a D'Angelo video. I don't know if anyone knows about D'Angelo Wallace. Thank you for the pats. I called both my parents today separately, which is how you know it's getting bad. But I was watching a video, and it just inspired me to talk. So, do we want to get into it? Oh wait, Noodles. Yeah? Is everything good? Let me know if there's any streaming issues first. I just need a moment. Okay. I love waiting for people. We can still chill. I I'm doing, I've been I've been having a moment. It's been a moment. Um, okay, you're back. Yay! Um, yeah. No, you are all good. Do not worry about that. I'm glad you're back. Started watching Gachiakata, by the way. Oh! How, what do you think about it, Plague? Um, Before we, start being serious. Loving it. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a very fun watch. I enjoyed it. I have issues with it, but I enjoyed it. You know? You don't have to think about everything so seriously. But yeah. And, is that your altered lithium, or wait, what? Altered lithium, you're steel, right? You can dig right in, just wanted to drop that. Yeah, no, hell yeah. Wait, yes, okay. I'm like, okay. So, um, I'm not sure which part to start with. I think, okay. I'm going to treat this very philosophically, by the way, because I'm a philosophy major, in case you didn't know. I think Ari's gone because they were talking with a friend. Because it's embarrassing to talk philosophy around Ari, because they've been a philosophy major for much longer than I have. That's me. You're a philosophy major too? Don't do this to me. I can't be talking philosophically around people who know what they're talking about, because then I'm going to sound stupid. um, oh, no, you mean you're steel. Okay, good. Oh, that message is just a bit old. Oh, okay, great. I just haven't been looking up. Okay, perfect. Okay, so... Okay, I'm going to start with talking about, ice. And what's been going on. And we'll just start there, okay? I'm glad I'm not like a big, I know. I told we're going to be talking difficult politics today. I'm very sorry. Again, if you need to have a comfortable space where you don't want to think about this, you can leave. I understand I want to be a very comforting person, but I also want to be able to have these difficult conversations, and just encourage a space of like growth and education. Yeah. And I don't want to, I'm all for giving the support. Yay! Yeah, we're all going to be kind here. And if we disagree, that is okay, because we are coming from different perspectives. And I think I want to just foster a space of civil disagreement, encouragement, and education. Odds are we'll agree on all things here, so it likely won't be too difficult. Exactly. I mean, we all, I trust Neo to cultivate a lot of cool people, and we're all kind of in that space, in that area. So, I'm getting these disclaimers out of the way. We're just going to be nice and kind here. But we are going to be talking about difficult things, and that's okay. This is why I have the political tab on my videos, is because I want to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about. And right now I've just been thinking about this a lot. And so I shall also dox myself briefly. You all know where I am. I live in LA. And I am currently going to UCLA, which, if we remember, there was Columbia, UCLA, and a bunch of other major league schools had a lot of encampments a couple years ago and a lot of protests. And so there's been a lot of things that's been affecting the student body recently. And of course, right now we're going to talk about ICE. But there's been a major protest lately I think they said they were reporting on it in our newspaper, and I've already said this. I was talking with Ari, because Ari knows where I go to school. And I know where Ari goes to school. And so we were talking about our different philosophy departments on stream a few days ago. I say a few days ago, it was like a week ago. Oh my god, okay. I'm gonna pull stream up on Twitch because Twitch is a little more accurate. And I just saw there was 4 viewers and I'm a little scared. But it's fine. So, okay. There was a protest yesterday. Yeah, okay. Great. And the student newspaper reported on it, and there was about 1,000 people protesting ICE, because we know what's been going on is that a government agency has been using brutal force on protesters, which isn't new. But that brutal force has then resulted in murders. There's been 2 murders. And so, like, there's a reason for a lot of people to be protesting. And I just want to talk about what I know, and I will say I am not super educated on this topic, and so if people have a different perspective that they think is important to bring to this conversation, you can do that. And yeah, I just want to talk about what I know, which is what has been going on at UCLA. Because I will be honest, I don't agree a lot with how the faculty has been handling student protests. I mean, our old chancellor literally quit because of what was going on with the encampments. And so now we have a new one. Yeah. I see your message, Steele. Okay. Yeah, so student protests, but yeah, like you said, I've heard a few cases of ICE murders that didn't get the same level of virality as the 2 well-known ones. Yes, there was a 3rd one that I know of that happened while an ICE officer was off duty, but the 2 viral ones have been while they were on duty, and so that's the big issue. I'm Canadian, so I don't know a whole lot other than the big ICE murders. Yeah, so I don't know if you know, but over the summer last year, there was a big fuss about some protests in LA over ICE. And there was a lot of media coverage, and it was being covered that the protesters were being very violent. Downtown LA was getting shut down. But again, I went to a protest at that time. There was a No Kings protest that weekend, but I didn't go to the No Kings protest. I just went to a general protest in downtown LA. And we just walked the streets, just yelling like ICE out of LA, stuff like that. But it was being reported as being very violent. And so, because I'm here, I know what the protests have been like. And obviously, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Am I saying the right city? Oh my god, I need to... let me look that up real quick. ICE protests. And, sorry, Plague, Minneapolis. Yeah, okay, Plague, thank you. I see your comment. You're Canadian, so you don't know a whole lot other than the big ICE murders. And that's kind of why I want to do this, is just to share what I know, share my perspective. And just be able to have this conversation and be able to, kind of control this space. And obviously, I'm not a big person. I can't, influence thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, but I just want to influence my small community and help us all, grow and learn. And that includes me. I need to grow and learn as well. So, again, I went to a protest in LA while it was being reported on that it was being very violent, and it wasn't. We were just walking around the streets. We stopped traffic because, again, I think there's this idea that protests have to be, it's like seen and not heard. It's like protests need to be convenient. So then you can ignore the protest and you don't have to think about it. Which I don't think is right. I think the part of protests is to be seen. The point of it is to get your message and let the government know and let people know that you are not okay with what's going on. And to be convenient and palatable to them, to me, is not the point of a protest. Now, however, there are some people who will argue that being inconvenient lessens your message and makes people dislike the protesters, and I think that's also a very valid point. So it's just a difficult space to be in. But again, we were blocking traffic. But again, there was a lot of cars where people would just would honk and they would in support. And there would be people raising their fists. Not in a bad way, yeah, let's go, kind of like that. And so there was a lot of support from the people around LA. It wasn't violent. The stores were boarded up, yes, but it was more of a precaution than it was actual defense. And yeah, I see Steele. You say news networks have been calling protests violent and whatnot, as if most of them are riotous. They're not. And they even show footage of them being violent when it's literally just peaceful protest on screen. And you're so right. And that's, again, with what I know, with the protests back in June and July, LA had a, what's the word? A curfew. I phrased it wrong. Have been calling protests violent. Yeah. Calling them violent, yeah. So LA, again, in this June and July time, had, they had a curfew. And basically, if you were out past the curfew, you were liable to be arrested. And what police were doing is they would start circling protesters and corralling them into a specific space to make sure that they were out past the curfew. They were not letting them through. They were not letting protesters through, and the protesters were protesting peacefully. Again, I wasn't there for this specific thing, but I've seen video footage of people who were there. And again, the protest I went to, doesn't speak for all protests that were happening at that time, but again, it was very peaceful. Only minor inconvenience to traffic, and again, as I've said, I think protests need to be a little inconvenient, but again, that is up to debate. If you don't agree, that's totally fine. I understand, there are certain things that can make it that way. But again, police were corralling these protesters in and not allowing them to leave so they could catch them past curfew and they could arrest them. And these are peaceful protesters. And so, yeah, there's just been a long history, especially in LA, of just the police not supporting the people and looking for reasons to arrest people. And now we see that in ICE, in Minneapolis, they are looking for reasons to arrest people, and now they are looking for reasons to murder people. And to me, that is just quite apparent. But again, that's just my opinion. I'm just going to call for a break if there's any specific thoughts people are having. Agree, disagree, you're just learning, and I'm coming from my own perspective, so there could be other more educated perspectives, but I just want to talk about what I know about. So we'll have a small little break as we all collect our thoughts, and then I'll come back to this again. Gotta make sure not to agitate people's day, because then they will be against anything you stand for. And others who see that the general unrelated uninvolved public is being negatively effective on the media will turn against the message. That is why structured protests are important. It's not about clogging up the public, it's about rallying enough people to get the attention of the lawmakers that can make the intended changes. Yeah, thank you, Coco. I do think that is a valid point, because we need to be aware of who our audience is and what they think about what's going on, because they will be against anything you stand for. And yes, again, the general public that is maybe a little less informed. Yeah, I mean, when we look at protests in the past, for example, like civil rights and Martin Luther King, one that really stood out to me that I remember learning about is one where there were just a bunch of people, obviously black people, and I'm pretty sure it was a lot of children and teenagers, and they were just coming out of a church and standing in a street, and the police would hose them down with high pressure water, and they kept arresting them, and then they would be eventually be let out, and they just kept coming. And so I think the whole point of Martin Luther King was that he wanted to make his protests be like a martyr, and that's why, at least my history teacher and a lot of people agree, that it worked, because the general public was seeing the police just hose down these people, these children, and again, and I say hose down, high pressure water is dangerous. If you ever used a pressure washer, you can't point it at your foot. It's gonna remove skin. So it's not just oh, you got sprayed with water. They were using such high pressure, it was blowing people away. And so, that is a strategy for protesting, because you're gaining the public's sympathy. And I honestly don't know where I stand on that, because I think this is a different time from the 1960s. Let me make this a little quieter. I think, Coco, you are right. You have a good point. But at the same time, I think if your protest is too palatable, the people are just going to ignore it. Which is what I have an issue with, again, going back to my experience. I have an issue with UCLA, because they have a new policy that you can only protest at the time and the place where the university lets you protest. And so these protests can just be easily ignored by UCLA staff, because they're being palatable, they're being convenient. But you are also right, if you're being convenient to the general public, you can get them on your side. But at the same time, if you're too convenient, you're just going to be ignored. And they are being ignored, because it's been 3 years. Yeah. Pretty much 3 years, and UCLA has not made any move to divest our tuition funding from war and bombs that are being sent to Palestine. and killing 50 million people, civilians, women and children. So I do think it's just hard to tell what we can do. And that's why it's just difficult. So again, let's go back to having a little break. People say what they're thinking. Again, I get that this is going to be a controversial topic, and please feel free to disagree. And remember, we're all going to be civil and learn and grow, and I can grow too. I'm not the authority on anything. I speak as if I know, but I don't know. Okay, so anyone can challenge me based on their own perspective, because my perspective is not the end-all be-all. We all have different perspectives, and those perspectives give us different ideas and different ways to learn. I'm trying to keep this to be a positive space, but I do want to have this difficult conversation, and it is a difficult conversation, because it's kind of hard to come to terms with a lot of these things that are happening. And I understand that, and I think it's okay to have complicated feelings. It's okay to not know immediately how you feel, or to just be very, it's okay to be conflicted, and it's okay to think whatever you think. There's no wrong opinion. So let's just take a break. And, okay. I'm gonna do some deep breaths. And out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Steele, I see you. Controversial, but also not as much as other political topics. Anti-ICE sentiments are getting increasingly popular among people all over the political spectrum, if I'm correct. Yeah, and I think that ties into Coco's point about, like, agitating people's day and trying to make your protest be valued by the general public. It's about rallying enough people to get the attention of the lawmakers that can make the intended changes. It's about making the general public sympathetic to your cause. And I think, like, yeah, that is a good point, because the general public is getting more sympathetic to the cause, and part of that is because people are being murdered. There are civilians being killed on our streets by a government agency, and their power is being unchecked. And so, yeah, that is very understandable. And that's something that gets people to follow that. And so, I think Coco is right. And that was also what I wanted to talk about with the LA protests that I was at over the summer last year, is because it was being covered as a very violent thing, and I wasn't really in the media sphere at that time, but I think it was important to get the general public to know that these protests were not violent, even though they were being covered as violent. And obviously, I think Coco is right that maybe it was not the specifically best way to go about protesting, because it was still inconveniencing people. You know, people can have their different ideas. I'm still glad I went to that protest. But the media spins things in such a way, and it's important to keep informing the general public. And now that we have the internet, we can do that. And I see you, Coco. If the protest is not palatable enough, it will give people mental permission to bend all kinds of rules and public conduct until they are broken. It will teach people to cross lines that are supposed to keep people safe, and then any infraction on the public from any loose or strong member related to the protest can and will be used against the message in the highest degree. I agree. Possible by people who disagree with its message. It is woefully counterproductive. It only takes a few rule breakers to cause this phenomenon. Yeah. And that's the thing, again, we saw this with the Black Lives Matter protests, BLM protests in 2020. The media spun it in such a way that it was violent and evil and counterproductive. Or, sorry, not counterproductive. Because there were, like, riots going on at the time, and I can't remember everything about this. I remember hearing sometimes the riots were unrelated, sometimes they were related to the protests, but either way, the media was able to see those riots and spin the story in such a way that these protests were then undermined because they were being called violent. So, you are right, Coco. If the protest is not palatable enough, people will use it to undermine the message. But there's also a joke we see among the politically active, I think, that if you run into someone at a protest and they're like, you know, I want to do something dangerous, I want to do something big, they're like, okay, that's a Fed. They're infiltrating the protest to make it seem more violent than it is. But no, exactly. We need to be, I think taking too drastic of a measure is counterproductive. And you're right, it will undermine the message. And so I think it's just important, especially in this day and age where we have all this information available. Like we see this again with the murders, like, Renee Good, she was driving a car. Some people spin it in a way she was trying to run over the officer. Who was it? I remember his last name starts with a P, I think. But he had a gun, and so then they used it to say that, oh, he was going to harm these officers, and they did it in self-defense. Alex Preddy, thank you. And that does kind of go into my point. I think, Coco, I'm sorry if it feels like you're getting pointed out at a lot. I do genuinely appreciate you talking. And I think you are right about a lot of things. Especially, we have to be careful to be, like, seen as quote-unquote morally righteous when we are protesting. I will say, I think, at some point, you can be as palatable as you can. I mean, Renee Good, her last words were something along the lines of, like, I don't mean you any harm, like, I'm not mad at you, man, like, something like that. Okay, and Coco, I'm good and well at being called upon. Thank you. I'm glad we're having this conversation. I hope you don't see it as antagonistic. I'm not feeling it as antagonistic. I think you are making some good points, and I'm just using those to bounce upon my own ideas. But I think there is a point where you can be as kind and palatable and well received by the public, and they will still find an excuse to kill you or harm you or do what they can. And I mean, that's, again, with the general public. It turns you into a martyr, but at the same time, and, like, brings more people to your cause. I mean, we see this, like, what Steele was saying. They were saying, right, that it feels controversial, but not as controversial as it can be. because we are again seeing like innocent people be murdered. Um, but I think it's a tough line to be on because you don't want to be seen as too like rude or too dangerous when you're protesting, because then the media will spin it in a specific way. Um, and I see your message, and I'm going to continue what I'm saying, and then I'll look at that. You don't want to be too bad, but at the same time, if you try to constrain yourself too much to what they want you to do, they don't want you to exist at all. They don't want you to protest at all. And so they will do what they can to ignore the protests. I mean, we saw this with people calling Free Palestine at the Democratic National Convention. People were walking out and they were just covering their ears. And they wanted to ignore it. And so it's kind of that thing of like, if you constrain yourself too much to what other people think, you're not going to be heard. And now I see your message, Coco. I do my best to be politically neutral, so I will only work in service of fair as possible function. I think that is a good point. I will say, I mean, I know who I am. I'm pretty, left-leaning, but I'm not going to say my thoughts are the only right thoughts. And I think as soon as you start saying us versus them, as soon as I start saying, like, all conservatives are bad, conservatives are them, as soon as I start saying anything that paints me as one thing and other people as another thing, and I start closing my mind to certain things, I think that is very dangerous, because there's not us versus them. Anyone and everyone has the capability to do morally bad actions. You don't have to be special. Hitler wasn't special. He was just charismatic. He was not uniquely evil. Anyone has the capability to do heinous actions. And so you have to constantly check yourself and inform yourself and listen to other people's perspectives. At least in my opinion. And I could have just said something that was completely off base. And I'm glad to listen to someone tell me, like, girl, what were you saying? That was so weird of you to say that. So I will say I'm not particularly politically neutral. I do have strong beliefs. But I'm not going to be married to those beliefs. Like, I will go to protests. I have. I will, like, fight for something I believe in. But if somebody tells me, hey, from my perspective, this is wrong, and here's my ideas, I will listen to their perspective, I will listen to their ideas, and I will, like, add it to my whole collection of knowledge that I have, and just think about that and be calm. And not say, you're wrong because you're so-and-so. You're wrong because you're the bad guy and I'm the good guy. So I will only work in service of fair as possible function. Yeah, I myself am not very politically neutral, and I likely won't try to be. And I think that's also very valid still. I mean, I wouldn't describe myself as neutral, I would just describe myself as open. But that's fair too. I mean, exactly. We all try to be civil. And I think, like, especially in the age of the internet, we aren't allowed to be very civil. It's this idea of I'm right, you're wrong, it's us against you. And you are the outsiders, and you are different, and you are bad. And I don't think that's very productive in any way to have any conversation. And I likely won't try to be. Yeah, I think I agree with that. that is more similar to how I am. But again, I think it's good that we're having this conversation and we're coming from different ends of the political spectrum and we're agreeing on some things. And we have different ideas and we have different things that present us in a way. Like I'm a queer woman. And so there are some things like we had a brief scare where the Supreme Court was like, are we thinking about overturning some gay marriage rules? But then they didn't, and that was good. And the only reason I heard about it because it was like, Supreme Court doesn't overturn or doesn't think about overturning any gay marriage laws. And I was like, okay, that's scary. Because I want to be able to just live my life how I want to, but I also understand I have a certain amount of privilege that other people, for example, like black women, don't have. They face intersectionality. Intersectionality is a bitch. And they face different things. So, yeah. Yeah, so, sorry, I forgot what I was saying. I want to address what you were saying, Coco. The only thing I will warn is not to move too fast towards a solid conclusion the moment a new thing happens. I'm waiting for investigators to investigate and the courts to show that these situations publicly bear with a three-dimensional kind of clarity. Of course, to show these situations publicly bear, sorry, I read that wrong, with a three-dimensional kind of clarity. Regardless of the rulings, because not every ruling is good, I wish for full context before I conclude my personal convictions. I think that is so good. And the issue is that information spreads so fast on the internet. And not all of it is true information. And I think that is a good thing to point out, is that you don't want to move too fast towards a solid conclusion. Like, I find some of the wording around the, what happened. Like, I will call it a murder because I think it was a murder. That's how I believe it. But again, I'm open to new information. But some people have been calling it an execution. And to me, personally, I'm happy to hear anybody's opinion about why they would call it an execution. I just feel like that's a little inflammatory. The media feels quick on reactions. I agree. It's like you have to post it immediately, and then you have to have your immediate view, and you cannot change your immediate view. Because once you are always right, and the people around you are always right. And once you have that immediate view, you can't change it, and you can't think. And you can't absorb new information. But again, like with the Alex Preddy situation, like, there has been, like, new videos about, like, oh, he kicked a car and did whatever, but then, like, some people are arguing, like, no, that's obviously AI generated. And there was a picture I saw of, like, him, like, from the moment where he was, like, defending that woman and then getting murdered, where it was AI upscaled. And so then these primary sources are getting less and less reliable. And so, like, we kind of know what happened, but we don't really know what happened. And so then people are arguing, like, oh, was he holding a gun? Yes or no? Did he use the gun? Yes or no? We don't know. It's a very blurry situation, but people are treating things so definitively. And it makes it just very hard. But I will say, I don't think for any reason a government body should be allowed to kill a civilian. I mean, that's why I say I need more info. Exactly. well, okay. I said that, okay, that opinion was kind of iffy. I think, obviously, there are always going to be justifications for murder, but I think it is very dangerous to start blaming the victims for acting wrong when I think we should have stronger protections that and stronger what's the word? Like regulations of the people we give these guns to, and more training so that they can keep their cool in specific situations where their lives are in danger, where, quote, air quotes, their lives are in danger. Because police brutality is like a very documented thing. um, I I expect that, like, if these were normal people, they are having human reactions. But these are government officials, and I think they should be trained better. And I think the amount of killings that have been happening, not just the past two, but over a long period of time of documented police brutality, George Floyd, and countless other unnamed people that we just don't hear about it because it's not sensationalized enough. I think it should be better regulated, and I think we shouldn't be giving guns to these people. I don't think these people have the authority to be part of a government body. And again, this could be a completely, like, misinformed opinion. I'm glad to hear anybody, doubt me on this. But there was that, I can't remember which article, but it was from a reporter who got accepted into ICE. And when you read the article, she got accepted before they did any background checks on her, before she got her drug test done, before anything. And she's a journalist. She's backing it up with receipts. And she got accepted into ICE before she did anything. And obviously, maybe if she continued, she would have been rejected. And I read the article. I did read this article. I didn't just look at the title. And so the people we are expecting to enforce our population, who we are letting on the streets, completely unvetted. Yes, she was. Who we are treating as like this police force in a way, are not vetted. They are letting anyone in. And again, obviously, we can't immediately trust these sources. Maybe, again, if she had actually started to work there, they would have vetted her more thoroughly. ICE is a joke of an organization. Yeah, I mean, ICE has been an issue since 2003. This is not just a Republican issue. It is an all-parties issue. But in 2025, 12,000 new people joined ICE. And before 2025, the whole force was 10,000 people, which means they have more new recruits than they have had people at the beginning of 2025. And I think that is scary. I'm not trying to fearmonger, but I think that is a very serious issue. That we are letting these people patrol our citizens, that we are letting these people govern us, and they're not doing anything to vet them. There are more new recruits that obviously have had insignificant training. They are barely trained. They are just an average Joe off the street, but we are giving these average Joes off the street an immense amount of power. I think that's stupid. And I'm gonna take a break again, drink some water, And we'll do some breathing exercises. Okay. In for 4, out for 8, okay? In. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will say, a lot of the times I've gotten to this point where I don't believe, well, not that I don't believe, but I don't consider it evidence when people say, oh, I heard this from someone online. Like, if you're, thank you, Steele, how there have been already multiple cases of ICE agents who have had convictions of multiple violent crimes, sorry, I read that wrong, of violent crimes on their record and were not vetted or examined until after being hired and working in some operations. Yeah. I mean, I would need to double check that information, but I'm going to trust you and, like, yeah. I think that was actually kind of ties into what I was going to say, is that, I think we have to be careful with what we hear online. And when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, I've heard people say this, and so therefore it must be valid. Like, people online say something, or like, you hear a lot of a specific sentiment online. And so you say, like, oh, it is, like, of the popular opinion that, like, say, Black Lives Matter. People are saying Black Lives Matter. People are saying this. People are saying that. That was a bad example, but let's just stick with me here. I think we have to kind of examine online that even if something seems like a common sentiment online, it might not translate directly to the real world. And so, sorry at the last message, which posted a little too late in the conversation, took a while to write it. No. And that's why I'm taking breaks. I'm letting people write their long thoughts. Because, no, I think you can have your thoughts. And if I move on, feel free to come back into a conversation that you felt strongly about. I don't have any specific outline or things. So it's not like when I move on, I'm not going to jump back to a topic ever. I'm just moving on to, I like to use examples from my real life instead of saying, like, people online say this. I like to be like, oh, my friend told me this from their experience. Because, let's be real, people online lie. Even if we see no reason for them to lie, they can be lying. They could be doing whatever. And while I agree it's important to listen to different opinions and different perspectives, and I think you will get a lot of perspectives online, I think using those perspectives as, like, a specific source in any of your arguments just isn't going to feel very strong and sound. And so I'm going to use a very specific example. I have a friend who is an immigrant from Mexico. He immigrated when he was a very young child with his family. And they have lived here for 20 years in the U.S. He has been a Mexican citizen for 20 years while living in the U.S., but, you know, their parents came here legally. His dad worked a job at Apple. They live in the Bay Area. They've been struggling to survive. But, I mean, obviously it's the Bay Area. I don't know if many... I mean, okay. I'm assuming it's common knowledge. It's very expensive to live in the Bay Area. My family lived in the Bay Area before I was born, or like 2 years into when I was born. And we moved to another location in California because it was so expensive to live in the Bay Area. It's a very difficult place to live. All that to say, his family did everything right. They've been here for 20 years. And his dad got recently fired from his job since Trump was elected. And I don't know the exact reason, but I can postulate it is because of fear, because he is an immigrant, that he's going to get deported. His dad. And so my friend has recently been trying to go through the courts to become a U.S. citizen because it is becoming dangerous for him to live here. And we are in LA. And I've gotten emails from my university where they tell out-of-country foreign students that don't leave to go home to your family because your visa might not allow you to come back. This is like genuinely affecting people. And I'm using these examples from my life. Like, this isn't he said, she said. I mean, it's a little he said, she said. It's he said, she said to you all. But if I were talking to anyone around me, this feels like more concrete evidence. And so my friend recently passed an interview he had to, again, become a U.S. citizen. And I remember during the election season last year, he was trying to convince everyone he knew to vote because he couldn't in the election. And he didn't have a voice. But he's lived here for 20 years. So that's just a specific example for me that kind of hits closer to home. Like, it's not just, oh, like, President Trump is a bad president because people in general, people online are getting affected. Like, at least to me, it is affecting the people around me. It is affecting the people I care about. It is not affecting me, but it is, I can still see the damage that has happened to the people I care about. And again, like, we are postulating a lot of this evidence could be, like, in the air. Feel free to question my quote-unquote evidence. Just because I say it doesn't mean it's right. But that is just something that has recently happened that, to me, just feels so real. And, like, I remember I was worried when President Trump was elected. And I called my parents because I was scared. And they said, don't worry, like, it's not going to affect you. California is a stronghold. It's a sanctuary state. It's whatever. It's very blue. And I guess they're right. It hasn't affected me. But I've still seen how it affects other people. And that's not just people online. It is the people in my life. It's not this vague straw man. It is the people around me. So, let's take another break. I'm gonna have to get some water soon. But again, thank you so much to the people who are here for keeping it civil. I'm glad. I love how we've been talking. I think it's just been nice to see, how this very small community I've created can talk and learn and interact with each other civilly. Hi, Justin. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. Sorry, I don't need to say that. Thank you for being here. I don't know if you've gotten the rundown. I don't know when you came in, but we are having more of a serious conversation today. We are talking about specific politics just now. Okay, great. I'm taking a break to let people talk and gather their thoughts. But I do understand if you are coming here for a comfort space, for a space away from the realities of the world, you are perfectly fine to leave. I understand that. Right now, we've just been talking about ICE and what has been happening in the US recently. I'm trying to keep everything civil, and it has been very civil. Everyone has their own perspective on what's been going on, and I appreciate everyone's perspective that has been brought up here. It's been a very nice conversation while I've been drawing. I can't remember if there's any other disclaimers I want to say. Just be polite, respect other people's perspectives. I am speaking as if I'm an authority, but I'm not. I can change and grow and learn, and I have been adjusting and changing and bouncing off the ideas that people have been saying. So if you want to stick around, that would be very cool, but I understand if this is not a conversation you want to be having right now. Because there's a lot going on, and especially being politically active, sometimes we need to just take a break. So, again, you came in right as we were taking a break time. I've just been chilling, and I think eventually we're going to do some more deep breaths. At least for me, I've had a bad day today, so I'm taking it on you all, JK. But I think it's important to regulate our mental spaces, so we've just been doing in for 4, out for 4. In for 4, out for 8. So, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Coco, I see your message. We were talking about the dysregulation of ICE. They definitely need more training and need more professionalism too. What I will say is the citizen dissent directed towards the cops or other related things needs to be taken to the courts instead of figured out on the street. To ensure safety, compliance from the citizens involved is required in that moment because the enforcement has guns and numbers and most citizens do not. Courts are always a safer option. Yeah, that's a very good point, Coco, because, again, 2 people have been killed. And you're right, I think we do need legislation to be able to protect these people, because there's not enough protection put in place. And it's just going to get violent and dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, I think the issue is that I think, to me, as someone who has not been alive for very long, comparatively, I mean, I'm an adult, I can vote, I can pay taxes, I don't personally have much faith in the courts. But I do agree for, like, the safety of protesters. To people on the ground, I think it's important to let them know, don't engage, keep yourself safe. But I think part of the issue too is that this has been happening to Black people for years. I mean, was it Emmett Till, who was just a boy, and the cops brutalized him. This has been an issue for a number of Americans for years. And it hasn't been fixed. And maybe we can have more faith now, because now it's happening to white people. And so because it is happening to white people, there is the majority now who realizes that this is an issue that we need to protect against. But again, that's the whole point of Black Lives Matter, is that Black people have been afraid of the police for years because the police aren't there to protect them. And another issue is that we have this caught on video. Police in general, not just ICE, will in general give contradicting or hard to follow instructions to justify any violence they want to take out on you. And it has just not been reported on because it is happening to people of color. So I do agree. I think you are right. We need to try and be safe when we are doing these things, when we are protesting. But compliance does not guarantee your safety, because they will give you contradictory information to justify arresting you, to justify hitting you. Okay, let me see. I could have been addressing your comment completely wrong, so let's see. I'm saying that the fighting with hired federal individuals is not for happening on the streets. That will keep getting people killed. And if it is even slightly perceived as being malicious on the protesters' side, the federal members would be able to get off scot-free in the courts 9 out of 10. That is why physical compliance is important in the moment that it's happening. Yeah. I think okay, I see what you're saying. It doesn't matter if we trust the courts or not. We just have to keep fighting that battle with the courts. Because, yes, nothing is guaranteed, but it 100% makes individual survival much more likely. I wish I had examples, because I know I have seen examples of Black people trying to comply with the police and still getting killed. I cannot think of any off the top of my head, which does not help my point. But you are right. I think it is better in general to try and comply. And if it is even slightly perceived as being malicious on the protesters' side, the federal members will be able to get off scot-free in the courts. And that's the issue, I think, is that to get any change, we have to be martyrs. We can't do anything. But that's just how the world works. There was a point I was thinking of, but I've lost it. I do have a slight issue with this, and it's not with you, Coco, of course. Just with this line of reasoning, is that it is victim blaming. I agree, it is important for safety, because we cannot control the law enforcement. And you can control yourself. So if you're a protester, you should control yourself and do what you can to make sure that you are safe. At the same time, I think we need to understand that these people will do what they can to justify whatever they want to do. At least in my opinion. But you're right, nothing is guaranteed, but 100% makes individual survival much more likely. I think, yes, it is an important sentiment to share with people. What am I trying to get at with this? I just think if we start faulting the people who have already been hurt for not being compliant, instead of faulting the system, that's where I just think it's a little iffy, but I do understand for like a strategic point. We need to be strategical and we need to be safe. But I also think we need to understand that if these people want to hurt you, they will find a way to hurt you. And you are right, nothing is guaranteed. Yeah, nothing is guaranteed. And do what you can to make sure that you are as safe as possible. But it is not your fault if you are getting hurt at a protest. I think is the point I want to make. It is always going to be the fault of the people harming the protesters. However, I do think you are right, and it is important to try your best to do the quote-unquote right thing. Or to do the thing that do the right actions that make it so you are not brutalized or murdered or hurt or whatever. I would rather a potential victim be safe than dead. If you wish to promote your cause, you must do the thing right and keep people on your side accountable too, so they do not sink the ship. It is a collective benefit to do so. This will eventually get more people on your side and give you more power to keep the system accountable. Yeah. Because you are right. The people who were murdered were not doing things in the correct way. However, I don't think that excuses their deaths. I think it is primarily the fault of the system that allows these things to happen. But again, I do agree with you that it's important to like spread the awareness that you should be trying to be compliant. But being compliant does not make you safe, I think is the important thing. It is better to be compliant than to be not compliant. But I do think it is important to know that being compliant doesn't make you safe. And it is not your fault for being hurt if you are not compliant. Because that gets into victim blaming territory, where people excuse things like rape because people are not wearing the right clothes. It is not your fault that other people choose to hurt you. It is the choice of the person choosing to hurt you. However, there are things you can do to make you safer. And we should be fighting this out in court so that we don't have to take those precautions to be safer. And we should just automatically be safe in general. I I'm forming this opinion live, so it can be very shoddy and very full of holes. It probably is, because I haven't really thought this out. I haven't had to confront these ideas very directly. But yeah, I think from a survivalist standpoint, we do what we can to survive, and we make it so that the people after us don't have to do what we had to do. Yeah, it does not excuse it, but taking the proper precautions will help ICE's narrative. This would be counterproductive. Yes, I think that is the point we are kind of coalescing on. We kind of came at it from different angles, but we have coalesced, again, I use the same word, on this one idea that for safety's sake, we must be palatable in this specific way. It does not excuse the actions. And it doesn't guarantee safety. But strategically, for our own safety, this is how we should be doing this. I do want to bring, again, another example that I know from my own life. So on the anniversary of the encampments, because, again, I go to UCLA, I will let this be common knowledge. It's a big enough campus that I don't think I will be singled out. But on the anniversary of the encampments, some people wanted to do a screening of a show, not just safety, but support-wise as well. Yeah, you're right, because, again, we need to be martyrs to get the public support. And so we need to be these stand individuals who did everything right and were still hurt. Which is a sad truth, but it feels like it is truth anyways. Anyways, back to my point. People wanted to have a viewing of a specific documentary, whatever, in honor of the anniversary of the encampments. And, at least from what I heard, they had done everything right, but campus police was still called on them. They were moved from a specific building or an area to the student housing area, and this was in front of my dorm building. We came back from getting dinner and I saw police and students, and they specifically brought in I can't remember exactly what it was, which is not helping my point, but I hope it gets it across nonetheless. There is the campus police, and they are not allowed to hurt students. And they brought in the California, I want to say Highway Patrol, but I can't remember. They brought in some version of California police that were allowed to hurt students to solve this issue of students, quote unquote, not being in the right area. And sorry, let me fix my music. Of students not being in the right area, of trying to show this film, they brought in specific police that could harm the students to get them out of their way, essentially. And because these students, slightly, stood their ground and they were trying to get this film to be shown, it just became a whole thing. I don't believe anybody got hurt. You're not being judged, as far as I know. Take the time and peace of mind needed to express yourself. Thank you, Coco. I appreciate that. I think that is important. Let me just say this. I'm glad everyone is taking their time. I'm glad you are taking your time to get your points across. I'm glad we're having this conversation, and I think we need to reinforce that Like, no matter if we disagree or not, I think this is still a good conversation. I'm glad to have you here as my conversation partner. Um, Anyways, I think I mostly finished my story. All that to say, this is kind of an example that compliance is what is best. Like, maybe it would have been better if these students had just um, dissipated and they didn't do the screening and they didn't do anything. Um, but it is still such an issue that the UC system decided to call in the police that were allowed to harm the students to this viewing of a film. It's so insane to me. Um, so I think that goes around to my point that it feels like there is not very much you can do to be right. They are always going to find a way to make sure that their violence is justified. However, again, you are right, Coco. We need to be safe, and we need to be supported by the general public. So it's just a catch-22 in this sense. But again, I think it's just, I like giving specific examples when I'm making a point. So yeah, there's another example, and it is coming from my life. It is not something I heard online. These are things that have been experienced by people I know and people around me about these things. And obviously, I'm just a person on the internet. So I don't have very much credibility. But I do think I find it important to share these things, which is why I'm doing this, and which is why I'm having this very I think I had the idea to stream like 5 minutes before I started to stream, so that's why I'm doing this. Is I just want to inform people of my perspective, and hopefully we can grow our own ideas of these things that are happening in the US, because it is important to have these conversations. And again, my music has stopped. There we go. I think ideals, sorry, are also extremely valid, or general rules of conduct that one may follow, just as much as individual instances and examples. I'm not really sure what that means. Sorry, my brain might be a little fried from streaming. I think ideals are also extremely valid, or general rules of conduct that one may follow, just as much as individual instances and examples. So are you saying that, like, generalizations when you are making an argument are important or valid in an argument just as much as specific examples? Or are you talking about something else? I'm not very sure, sorry. You might have to explain that one a little bit more for me. So I will let you take that time, and I will go get some water, because I've been talking for a while, and I'm a little parched. So I think I'll do this. So this is another break. It's not going to be guided by me, but let's just take a break. Let's all consider our thoughts and opinions, and I'll come back in a few minutes. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mute myself. Let me do that. I don't want you to hear me walking around. if this, then that. If someone needs help, an ideal would be to help them. But an ideal would also be why you wouldn't, based on the situation. Okay, sorry, I took water. I need a little more water. I think that kind of reminds me of the idea of act utilitarianism. Because most people understand utilitarianism as you calculate the overall good for every single situation, but act utilitarianism is the idea that you have not act utilitarianism, rule utilitarianism. So act utilitarianism is the idea of calculating the overall good for every single specific situation, but rule utilitarianism is having specific rules that you follow. Like, for example, murder is bad, and you follow that rule because you find that that rule overall leads to the most overall good. So, like, act utilitarianism would say you should murder this villain because they are creating bad in the world, and if you murder them, you'll create more good in the world. But rule utilitarianism would say, okay, murder is bad, so you shouldn't murder them, you should just let law enforcement deal with them. Very brief example, I'm a philosopher. I like philosophy. So I think you are saying something very similar. For example, if this then that. An ideal would be why you should help someone, but also why you might not in that specific situation. Okay, are there any thoughts people might have? Like things you've been hearing and you're like, hello, are you sure about that? Or just like considerations of what I've been saying. I want to be called out if anything I say sounds off or wrong, because I believe in growth. Obviously, I have the right to, if you call me out on anything, be like, actually, because of this, I don't think that was valid. Oh, my internet died, just came back, so I didn't hear you coming back. Oh, no! Did you hear my whole spiel on act and rule utilitarianism? Because I might have to do that again. Sorry, let me switch the scene real quick. If you didn't hear that, I'll go over it again, but it was very similar to your thing of an ideal. More water. Because I was just saying, we have 5 viewers right now. I don't know if you've been following this whole stream. It's perfectly fine if not, but please, anyone, feel free to talk. I want to keep this a civil space. Don't feel scared. I will respect if you have a different perspective or opinion to mine. I think we can all grow and change with each other. And I want to be able to create a space for civil discussion, because I think it's important, and it's not very common in the internet. So, we're here to talk and help each other out, and that's why I'm here. I don't know if I'm saying it exactly. I've done this spiel a couple times throughout the stream, and I'm kind of losing it. Only the moment you defined and differentiated it. Okay, I think that's good enough, where I gave the example of, like, killing a vigilante, or being a vigilante and killing someone. Because I think that was very similar to when I came back. I don't think I said much else. Okay, now we have... This is why I like looking at Twitch. Because OBS is sometimes a bit delayed. Okay, because I literally just said we had 5 viewers, and I checked it, and now there's 2. But I don't care about viewer count. We're here to talk and chill and do whatever. The 2 types, that is. Yeah, the 2 types of act utilitarianism versus rule utilitarianism. Yeah, okay. I think that's good enough for me. I don't know if there's anything else you want me, like, you feel like you missed. I think that's pretty much all I said. I differentiated it. I said, hey, I'm back, and then I differentiated. I read your message, and I was like, this reminds me of act and rule utilitarianism. That's about what happened. Oh, so I didn't hear you directly talking about what I sent. Yeah, okay. If someone needs help, then an ideal would be to help them, but an ideal would also be why you wouldn't based on that situation. I think my differentiating was pretty much me talking about it. Um, because I'm like, yeah, I agree with that, because that's kind of like this is kind of following the idea of rule utilitarianism. You have specific rules that help the overall good. And so even if act utilitarianism would say that this specific action might help the overall good, you follow this rule because overall following this rule is better to helping the overall good in the world. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I said. I didn't explain it like that, but I think I did just directly go into that spiel. Okay. Because the way you phrased it just reminded me very similarly of that specific philosophical, I guess, quote-unquote debate. I don't know. My example wasn't the best. I think I've heard better examples in my philosophy classes, but that was what I could think of on the spot. But yeah, so I think ideals are also extremely valid, or general rules of context that one may follow. Just as much as individual instances in an example. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so yeah, that's very much similar to rule utilitarianism. I definitely use both to reach the best that I can conclusions. Yeah, I think that's right. And I mean, I'm not gonna act like I'm this grand philosopher, I know everything. Like, I'm just a student, I'm learning. I've taken one morals and ethics class. But like, from what I took from that class, I think that rural utilitarianism is it's not talked about a lot. Like, when we look at the trolley problem, it's a very, like, utilitarian problem. Like, what is the overall good? Well, obviously the right choice would be to kill less people, because that is more overall good in the world. But I think rural utilitarianism is a more sound form of that, to me, at least. So, that's a little off topic. But, yeah, I think I'm just giving different words to your same point. And I do think, like, that is a good way to view the world. It's valid. I mean, you don't need me to validate you, but... Okay. I'm gonna get more water, and I think there has been a specific topic that I have just been kind of bouncing around and kind of avoiding. I've been bringing it up a little bit in these conversations, but I have kind of generally avoided touching it. So, okay, sorry, distraction. Cut that train of thought. The reason I bring it up is because ideas of how things should be, in your opinion, is also important, along with specific examples. So feel free to elaborate on your own thoughts, even if an example to cite the moment. Even if an example to cite in the moment. Shoulds versus happenings. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying now. Okay, I got it. Like, even if there isn't an example to cite in the moment. Okay. Thank you, that helps. So, there are ideals, or shoulds. And even if I can't back it up with an example, it's still a valid argument. That's what you're saying. Or it's still valid elaboration of my thoughts. Yeah, okay, yeah, I mean, thank you. Yeah, I won't stop myself. I guess in that regard. I've been talking a lot. So what I was saying is that there is a specific topic that I have kind of avoided touching for the most of this conversation. And I think this is part of why I wanted to start the stream, and it's gonna be tough. It's a very divisive topic, much more divisive than ICE. Okay. So, I mean, this is just a way for me to vent some of my opinions and thoughts in a space where we can all grow and learn and be kind to each other. So, I am going to take some deep breaths, drink some water, and then we are going to talk about Israel and Palestine, okay? Are we good? This might be where I have to... Maybe we don't and I just end stream, but... I'm gonna drink some water. And we're gonna do in for 4, out for 8. Okay? We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. In. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? In. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. In. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So this is behind a lot of issues that I have with my campus and the leadership that has been going on. How could you? JK, you're good. Okay. Great. So as I was saying, this is behind a lot of issues I have with my campus leadership. And so before we get in, I think there is a word we have to define, which is anti-Semitism. Because a lot of talks about the issues that are happening in Palestine, in Israel, get reduced to anti-Semitism if you don't agree with what Israel is doing. So, I'm going to define anti-Semitism. I'm going to explain to you why I don't think I'm being anti-Semitic. And then if anybody wants to counter that argument, we can do that. Because I'm gonna get this right here, right now. I do not believe Israel should be bombing people. I don't care if we need to condemn Hamas or not, because the specific things that have been happening are so outrageous of a, like, repercussion or whatever, that it doesn't matter, in my opinion. Okay, but let's define anti-Semitism. Okay? Because to me, and I will get this out right away, I'm not Jewish, but I think in the specific setting where I am speaking, I think anti-Semitism is disseminating opinions about Jewish people that could be considered hate speech or offensive. And that would be, in my opinion, saying things that paint them as a monolith, paint Jewish people as a monolith, that take away their agency, so things that describe Jewish people as not having sorry, I just based next topic. Kidding, of course. Okay, I'm glad we agree, Coco. But, okay, so ridding Jewish people of their agency, and ridding Jewish people of their humanity. And so to me, ridding Jewish people of their humanity is doing an us versus them They are not us. They are not with us. They are not human. They are something else. Or not even that, just anything that others a group of people. Just still thinking of that based. And so, when we criticize Israel, we are not criticizing Jewish people. We are not saying anything about Jewish people and their right to exist. It is criticizing a state that is being apartheid, an apartheid state that is taking control over specific citizens. And so, yeah, I take issue with the fact that most support of Palestine is seen as anti-Semitic, because I think many people have argued this, Jewish people included. Absolute cinnamon. People have argued that it is anti-Semitic to correlate Israel with all Jewish people, because, I mean, you are making them into a monolith. You are holding people responsible for a specific thing. I can't think of the best way to articulate this, but I mean, I think I want to say it's common knowledge. And so, we see these things on this campus. Any protest for Palestinian freedom is considered anti-Semitic. And it's not. Because let's go into the history of things. In 1948, the Nakba happened, where Israeli settlers overthrew the Palestinian people and took over their land, took over their homes, and started kicking people out. And so that's part of the issue, is that when people talk about, October 7th, Palestinians started it. No, they didn't. Everything has been a retaliation of people who have lost their homeland. And, like, my dad has a friend who is Palestinian, and I think something that's kind of stuck with me is that he says they still have the key to their house. They see their house, their family home, that's been in their family for generations, and they can't go there. They can't visit it because it's been taken. And off topic, I think it's also anti-Semitic to say, to isolate Jewish people from Western society. It's like, I understand that some people believe it isn't safe for them, but instead of trying to change governments to create a space that is safe for Jewish people in other countries, they just moved and are displacing Palestinian people. And so I personally just have an issue with that. Because I think it's just inherently like it started because, I mean, yes, there was a Jewish movement to take their ancestral homeland, to go to Palestine. And, there's religious evidence, whatever, to give them a quote-unquote right to that land. But, space lasers. What are you saying? I love it. I just don't know what's going on. Um, but I think the main push was from US and the UK, who didn't want to create space for Jewish people in their countries, and were just like, yeah, just go live there, and we don't have to deal with you. And I think that could be a misinformed idea. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, at least my interpretation of the history, because we know that the Nakba was backed by Western powers. If you know, you know. Okay, Coco. I love that. Like, that's the history. And so instead of trying to create a place among the Western powers, a safe space for Jewish people, they created Israel, which involves the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people. Because it's, I don't know, common knowledge, to me at least, that, like, these people were, they're second-class citizens in the apartheid. Once you leave in Israel, if you're Palestinian, you do not have the right to return. But at the same time, Israel is open for any Jewish person. If you're Jewish, you can just go live there. And again, I'll explain it later if you wish. Okay, hell yeah. We can have chill times. Because I think I'm closing up. I just want to explain my views on Palestine, because I'm having an issue with how the current administration and just generally, like, places of power are viewing it. And let's just be real, it's because, yeah, Middle East politics. But there are specific examples that I can't recall right now of Palestinian people having second-class citizenship of, like, certain things they can't own, certain things they have to go through specifically that are much more difficult for them than it is for the Israeli people. And so, like, I think it's just so obviously backed by, like, history that this is an ethnic cleansing that is happening. This is a genocide that is happening. There are 50 million people who have died in Gaza. And 50 million Palestinians. And I think it's just absurd that we can't protest our money being sent to our tax dollars and our tuitions funding this genocide. Because my tuition is paying for this. Like, UCLA funds, or the UC system in general, invests in BlackRock, and BlackRock, I can't remember the specific order of operations. Which, again, like, I think if I don't have very specific things when I'm saying this, I think it lessens my point, but I do get what you're saying about ideals. So I'll try to be, like, more, even though I don't have a specific example, it's still the idea that this is funding that and we don't want to fund that. Because why are we paying $42,000 a year? Okay? Tuition? Okay. Tuition is about $14,000. Ah, yes, a new citizen relief bill. Finally, we can send more money to Israel. Hooray! All politicians. Exactly. And I brought it up earlier when people were protesting money being sent to Israel. Even at like the Democratic National Convention, politicians were just plugging their ears. It's so insane. And again, when I was watching the video that inspired me to start this stream, D'Angelo Wallace, he was saying, it doesn't matter if we condemn Hamas or not, because we are not complicit in whatever Hamas is doing. But we are forced to be complicit with what Israel is doing, because all our money, our tax money, and anything else is being sent to Israel. And so we are forced to be complicit in what is happening. And that's part of the issue. Which I think was a good point that I haven't seen. But anyways, all that to say, free Palestine, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And it is so insane that that is a controversial take, and that we are not allowed to say that on UC campuses, because it's seen as anti-Semitic. That was my whole point, because I was kind of talking around it, and I didn't want to just be talking around this huge issue. Okay, we did it! I don't know if there's any other specific issues we want to talk about in this space that I've created. But we can easily condemn both. Exactly. I mean, in my opinion, there's a specific post where someone said, if Israel succeeded in eradicating Hamas, but also ended up killing my entire family, which, by the way, again, I know people, Palestinians, who have had such a large part of their extended family killed. And the post someone said was, if someone eradicated Hamas, but in the process killed my entire family, everyone I knew, all these people, my first step would be building Hamas too, because it is just a liberation movement. And we can condemn the actions and be like, that isn't how you should be liberated, you should do all these other things, whatever. But in the end, I don't know, I think it's a little understandable that this is all these people have. It's sad for them, because they want to be liberated from Israel and the apartheid state, and being second-class citizens, and not having access to their home, and not having the right to return. And as soon as you leave, you can't come back. And you can't do specific things that other Israeli citizens can do very easily. So I understand wanting to be free, and it's just sad that this movement is all they have, because they deserve to be free. I think that's all I need to say. So, in my opinion, I don't think I personally can condemn Hamas, even if I don't agree with all of their actions, because I can understand where it's coming from. And to me, the violence that Israel has done is not understandable. To me. But, again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the specifics of it. All we need is just people to not be murdered. Hamas oppresses their own people. This is why I do not like them. Yeah, I mean, what was that someone said? They said, there was a vote in 2006 to put Hamas in charge of Palestine and Gaza. and the majority of Palestinians are like under the age of 18. It's common knowledge it's a very young group demographic. So a lot of these people that are still being controlled by Hamas had no choice in it. And so that's part of it why it's crazy to hold them accountable for what Hamas is doing when they had no choice. But yeah, I can understand that. Hamas oppresses their own people. Yeah. I think we are fundamentally going to have slightly different views on Hamas, but I think we can both agree that Palestine deserves to be free. But yeah, I don't support Hamas, but I won't fully condemn it either, I think is my opinion. And I do need to be better educated on that, but yeah, that's, I'm fine with what you are saying. I think you are also right. So thank you, Coco, for having this conversation with me. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add. Maybe I am like misconstruing some of the things you say, so you want to clarify some things. I don't know. Anything before we just have a nice decompression? Or anyone else in chat. I know, for the most part, it's kind of been quieter. But I think this was a very constructive conversation. I enjoyed having it. I'm glad we were all here. Anyone who was lurking, I'm glad you got to hear this. It's fine. Everything's cool. We're all cool, and we're all people, and we can all just agree that we want to be happy, and we want to do what we can to make sure everyone is happy and safe and cared for. So, if there's nothing else anyone wants to add, I am kind of over everything I wanted to say. So I think we can just have a nice time. But I'll wait a little longer. I'll drink some water. Let's all chill and have a nice time. We can talk about boba or whatever. Hello, Steel. Coco, yeah, I'm the only guy talking. What the heck? Yeah. I've sort of been here, though, on a different device, and I missed a lot of it. And that is all good. I know it's kind of hard to jump into conversations that you missed part of, and you're like, what's going on? Has this already been said? Should I say it? But I'm glad you're here. Nevertheless, thank you for coming. I'm not ending stream, though. We are going to have a nice decompression for like 30 to 45 more minutes. So, with that out of the way, I'm glad we got to talk, and I'm glad whoever was here jumping in and out, it was good. Also, you did good, Noodles. Don't gotta worry about things on that end. Thank you so much, Coco. I appreciate that. I think, I'm glad it never devolved into, like, name-calling. I'm glad we got to have a very nice and civil conversation, even though, I think we fundamentally came at things, or had very similar ideas, we just came at it from different directions, and so I think that was very cool, and I got to learn from you. I hope you got to learn a little bit from me. I think this was fun, and I'm glad. This is why I put these tags on my stream. I didn't curse at all, really, but I think it's important to have political conversations. I think keeping spaces apolitical, while I appreciate why you might want to do that, I think good civil
political discussions are also good. And so that's why I'm doing this. And I'm glad we got to do that, and I'm glad we all made it out unharmed and safe and happy. Hopefully. I hope everyone who needed to go and take care of themselves was able to take care of themselves. Yeah. Okay. Also, your laughs/giggles are to die for, oh my lord. Okay, I've been told that so many times, like Kathy has said it, Neo has said it, you said it, I'm sure other people have said it all the time. I love it. I'm glad. I'm a giggler. I'm a good giggler. So, yeah. Okay. Let's have some fun little moments. Deep breath. Big breath in. We did it. We did it. I'm glad we did that. Do you all want to see what I've been working on? I started this last night. I think this is Nora. And she is my punching bag OC. She dies, and I love to draw her scared and in pain. And so I'm drawing her scared and in pain. I don't know. I have fairly different views from you, but the opinions I shared... Oh, sorry. But the opinions I shared with you were the ones I believe would be the most productive / on topic. Yeah, and I think that's pretty good. I mean, it's good to be in a space where not everyone agrees with you and you have different opinions. Like, and I think what you did share was very productive, and I'm glad we got to share and talk. And I agree, I think we do have some different views of the world. And I will say, I'm young, I could be a little naive, whatever. I don't care. This is what I think now, and it's always subject to change if I believe anything can change. I think the most important thing is basically just being open. What is that? So basically she's Yamcha. Coco, what? I don't know what that means. Help! Yeah, I will say I'm pretty strong in my beliefs, but I am always open to change, because I think that's the most important thing we can do is be open and have these conversations, because personally I believe everything would be better if everybody just believed what I believed. And so, if everyone thinks that, then I have to be open to changing what I believe so I can believe whatever is the quote-unquote best. But again, that changes based off your perspective, where you live. Like, there's not one right thing, one shoe fits all that's the best, most right thing. It depends on who you are, where you come from, your experiences, and everything. At least that's my opinion. Okay. Coco, I am so excited to hear your explanation for whatever Yamcha is. Because I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. Okay. Thank you for having an open mind that's more than most adults have in general. Exactly. I think that's the most important thing we can be, is be open-minded. And anyways, I'm going to change the topic, or change the title from talking about different politics today, and change it to Destressing. Yippee! Okay. Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z, the punching bag. Oh my god. Yes. Yes. Oh yes, Nora. Yes, she's my punching bag. And this is Saida. She's my pretty little princess who I love, and she has many disorders. That's the best way to describe her. Is there is something deeply wrong with her. So, yeah. I can't show it because I don't have a camera, and this is a spread I did in my sketchbook, but I just tortured my girl Nora. I covered her in blood and made her scared. Because I love her. So, let's make sure this is updated. Okay, streams info successfully updated. Okay, we're having a fun time now, everyone. Let's party. I have some stream topics that I like to talk about. Let's see if I added anything lighthearted. Because for the most part, the stream topics that I write down are always like super intellectual, and I realize people don't chat when it's too when it's too like artsy, I guess is the best way to describe it. Because I'm not going to pretend I'm smarter than everyone else, because I'm not. What is that? Is that dancing? I need better glasses. Yeah, that's dancing. Hell yeah. So I'm trying to also have some like fun topics to talk about on stream. I know, at the beginning of stream, I don't know if Plague is still here, but I think they were talking about Gashi Akata. I want to hear if they have any more opinions on that, if they're still here. And yeah, people like vibes. People like vibes, which is fine. No, it's fine. It's cool. I like having fun little deep conversations, but I can understand where people like to vibe. Oh my god. Okay, so fun story. So, okay, deep breath. I've been talking too much. So the music that is playing right now is from an anime series called Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. I don't know. I know, right? I think I was talking with Plague. Plague knows Gundam, or like knows about it. I don't know if they've watched it or not. And basically, it's from an anime called Gundam: The Witch from Mercury, which is my favorite thing ever. I love it. It does not have to necessarily be good. It is just my favorite thing ever. And one of the things in it is called the Gund format, which is basically like, so Gundam has been a series. It's been a long-standing series for a while. It has a canon universe, and then it has a bunch of different AUs that are all like separate from the canon universe. It's kind of like the Japanese Star Wars. And so Gundam is pretty big in Japan. And Witch from Mercury is one of these AUs. So the Gund format is their AU version of a Gundam, which is a big giant robot that fights people. And so the anime is all about, the Gund format this, the Gund format that, look at the Gund. The Gundam. The Gund format makes the Gundams. It's like a specific scientific thing. And there has been this ad on Twitch for stuffed animals. It's like, blah, 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 through the oohs and the ahs, the sad moments and the happy moments, Gund will always be with you. And Gund is supposed to be the stuffed animals. But every single time I hear it, I'm like, Gundam. The Gund format. The Gund. And so every time I like look up from what I'm doing, I'm like, Gundam? My favorite thing ever, Gundam? There's a Gundam? No. It's stuffed animals. And it's been really funny to me. Me want big robot, exactly. I want the big robot. I want the robot that fights people. Actually, let me see if I can pull something up. Let me show you the giant robots. The Gund, exactly. I don't care about your stuffed animals. Nope. I can do this. I can make this joke work. I don't care about your stuffed animals. I want her. Damn it! No! Window capture. Properties. Come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. Yes! Let me get this out of the way. I don't care about your stuffed animals. I want her. The robot is a girl, by the way. She's the soul of a child stuck in a robot. That makes it very strong. Because what are giant robots if not the souls of children? Because war is bad. It's dark, chat. No, please, swear. It's right? Please. You can see this. Please. Don't say this to me. You can see her, my beloved. Don't say this to me. Please look at her. Right? It's showing? It's working on my OBS. Let me look at my Twitch. Come on. Yeah, we can see her. Yeah. I see Girl Gund. Yes. I want her. I don't care about the stuffed animals. I want her. Let me move her around. Oh, that's not. Yeah, I want her. Oh, hello. Hi. Hi. Look at that. Anyways. I got distracted. No, I didn't. That was completely on topic. So, yeah, that ad on Twitch is just giving me flashbacks. It's giving me many things. And it's making me sad that I don't have my giant robot show anymore because it stopped airing. Stopped airing like 2023. And I'm still not over it. Still not over it. I like the messed up mechs, like Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's Evangelion, right? I've watched it. I just can't remember. Evangelion? I can't remember. I agree. Okay, let's be real. Most mecha shows, most giant robots are going to be cursed. Like, they don't make mecha shows to be like, oh, haha, look at the giant robot. They make it to say war is bad. That is every single... Okay, to be fair, my main knowledge is Gundam. Maybe Transformers is like that. I don't know. But most Gundam is going to be political. And be war is bad. Like, for example, The Witch from Mercury is all about how corporations are evil. And how the government is run by corporations and how that's maybe a bad thing. And they do that through showing you the messed up giant robots. But yeah, I watched most of Evangelion. I think it's it's Evangelion, not Evangelion. I think it's Evangelion. I think I said it wrong the first time. But you're funny, Coco. You're funny. Also, like, okay, very off topic. I feel like sometimes I get too caught up in my conversations, and then, like, people don't feel like they can butt in and, like, add to chat. So I'm just like, I'm sorry if I'm talking and people can't add what they want to say. Like, that's just part of being a Twitch streamer. I just gotta learn how to make it more open. But yeah, I was saying, I watched, I think, oh god, how long is the first season of Evangelion? Oh, Evangelion. It's Evangelion, not Evangelion. Evangelion with an A? What? Evangelion. Evangelion? I give up. No, I'm joking. That's funny. I was trying to say is that with a oh no, it's not even with an A. It says you're saying with a cutoff. It's yeah, Coco. It's with a yeah, with a I'm waiting with a yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Oh, okay. It's Evangelion with a yeah, with yeah, that. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Hell yeah. You're having a hard time, I see. What gives you that impression? What makes you think that? I'm having a great time. I'm understanding everything perfectly. And I know exactly what's going on. And everything is normal and fine. And I don't know what you're talking about. Actually, you're having a hard time, Coco. Sorry, whoa. You know. Let me try this. Let me do this. You know. Ooh, let me do the worst possible pronunciation I can. Evangelion. You know. Evangelion. Evangelion. Lion. Evangelion. Yeah, Evangelion. No. Should I do an E? No. No. N is too simple. E. Evangelion. 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 You know, Evangelion. Evangelion. I did it. Evangelion. You literally explained it and you helped me. It's Evangelion. 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 I have to make everything a harsh vowel sound. The lion. Exactly. Yeah, Evangelion. I'm having such difficulty saying that, but I think that's the best way to say it. Okay. Anyways, all that to say, I was trying to say, however long the first season, Evan the Lion. Why am I saying lion like that? Human the Lion. I was trying to say, however long the first season is, I think it's 25 episodes. I watched like 23 episodes of Evangelion. And so, apparently, I missed a lot of things. Like, an infamous hospital scene. I can't remember what the hospital scene is. One of my roommates explained it to me. But yeah. The lion. Don't laugh at me. Don't do that. It's a lion. No. Lion. That's how you say lion. But lion. Fine. Do you want me to say Leon? Le lion. Oh, it's a lion. I made fun of French people. Oh yeah, because plague was Quebecois. Que- Quebecois. Quebec, Quebecian. Um, and I think I'm hopeful that Plague wasn't here for that horrible. Dion. Okay, oh no, the hospital scene. Gotta love the hospital scene. I'm so scared of the hospital scene. I forgot what it was, and I'm not sure if I want to know. Leon. Exactly. Leon. Creepy. Creepy baguette Leon. I took French in high school. Hee. But no, I'm saying you're. How do you say it? Give it to me. You can do it. Because I'm saying Evangelion. 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 Evangelion? Evangelion? Don't watch it. I can watch it because I don't care, but you might care. Yeah. No. I'm happy to not know. I think I got what I wanted from that show, which I'm not going to pronounce. Because I give up. I'm good with my Gundam. To be fair, let's be real. Gundam has some issues too, but I don't know. There's something that goes on in that show, in that robot show that I'm not going to say the name of, and it scares me. Okay. Okay, her forehead is so big. Let's make that smaller. I feel like her puffs are not following the shape of her head. Let me change this. Burn. Evangelion. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you were messing with me for a while when it comes to the name of the show. Yeah, it is funny. That was funny. 'Cause you are silly. But thank you. Evangelion. Eve? Don't do this to me. Coco, please. Coco, no. Coco. Gel? Gel. Oh, Evangelion. Gel, not gel. Well, to be fair, that is a word. And you spelled it like the word is spelled. So, I see. There's really no way to do that. Let me get my music back on. Evangelion. Okay. Yay! We did it! World peace is achieved. Sorry, there's a song that's called Weapons Should Only Exist to Kill People. I'd have to explain the show to explain that. But I read it as Women Should Only Exist to Kill People. Coco, no. Exactly. Coco, please. It was more Coco, please than Coco, no. But Coco, no is also good. Coco, no. Ugh. Okay. She has big titties. Sorry. I need to fix something for my beautiful girl. Let's fix her back too. Straight, but there is no strict G sound in the alphabet. Yeah. Evangelion. G. Yeah, because you can put a G anywhere, and like it's very hard to um, like make sure that you're pronouncing it with the hard G, not the. Wait, women only exist to kill people? No wonder. Exactly. I'm planning my next murder right now. Right meow. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout, because I'm telling you why. Women only exist to kill people. Okay. I think I am hilarious. And I'm right. Obviously. Okay. Let's see. Let me ask some engagement questions. Because I'm just a lonely widow streamer. Oh, crap. Coco Claus is coming to town. Yeah, Coco Claus is coming to make you doubt reality. Coco Claus is here to question your sense of pronunciation. Or is it Claus? Wait, isn't it? Are you a grammatical structure? Oh wait, oh no, you're misspelling it to be funny. It's a specialty. You should do. Wait, let me think. Claws. No. Claws. Claws. There you go. You're welcome, by the way. I hope you're happy with that. Okay, so I need to change everything. I can and will make you and anyone else question their reality and their sanity. It's a specialty. Oh no. Oh no, Coco Claus. I'm scared. Coco Claus? Or, Mommy, can you come pick me up? I'm scared. That, yeah, I'm glad you have that specialty. Wait, let me do this. Co. Oh, I think I'm hilarious. Co. That's good. That's good. Mary. No, it's Mary Cosmas. No, this needs to be Mary Cocosmus. Mary. Mary Beanmas. What does... Oh! Coco Woo Bean. I didn't even notice the bean part of your name. Wow. That's crazy. It's beansmas. Beans, magical fruit. There we go, I did it. Are you happy? Are you happy? Didn't I even do that right? I don't know. I don't care. Bean. Bean. Let's all say bean. 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 This is a good stream. Coco, are you in Neo's Discord? Are you happy? Am I happy? Well, I'm so glad you asked. No. Sorry. Anyways. Coco, are you in Neo's Discord? Do you know, if I say Neo, do you know who I'm talking about? I feel like you do. You have to be. I'm just... silence. Imagine I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm coma. Oh! Server dad. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. I was just gonna say, because we got Cosme saying beans. But I wanted to make sure you knew who Cosme was. We get many fun sayings here of Cosme saying and doing things. And it's all canon. Neo can't do anything. Neo can't say anything. Whatever I do is canon, obviously. Obviously. Sorry for the delay in response. It's delayed on my end. Yeah, I figured. I'm like, I think it's just getting a little delayed. Like, pretty delayed on my end, I think. Which is fine. We can have fun, even with the delay. Yeah. I refreshed, so it's better. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you missed much with the refresh. TVH. Okay, let's keep drawing my pretty princess. Hee hee. Return of the Co. It's the I don't know. Coco no. Oh, I was like, for some reason, like Coco no. I was like, this is something I know. I'm actually not going to explain that. But yes, Return of the Co. Oh, okay, let me fix that. There's a little dark spot right there. Yeah. Yippee! Stream time! Yippee! Let's think. What's a fun, de-stressing thing to talk about? Because I think I can do this. Eve, and Evangelion. Evangelion is fun. But, I think that is a little on the edge of Coco no, Coco bean, Coco melon. There's a lot of names. Coco melon! Oh no. Please no Coco melon. Not on this stream, please, please. Okay. I'm trying to... I think this song is called You Are My Crew. Let's see if I'm right. Yes, I was right! Oh, I'm so good at this. No one can beat me at my own game. I don't know what that brought. Let me drink some water. I don't know what brought that upon me, but I think it's fun. I'm going to... What am I going to do? Hot cocoa in the winter. Oh my god, yes. Let me tell you a funny story. I've told Kathy this. Basically, I used to drink coffee because I had sleep issues. I would sleep for 12 hours and I'd be like, coffee can wake me up, right? Coffee cannot wake me up. Nothing wakes me up. I'm just a sleepy little guy. But then eventually, I was like, you know what? No, I don't like coffee. And quite honestly, I don't like coffee. I've never liked coffee. But I still drink it because I hate myself. And so then, eventually I was like, no. Like, coffee has caffeine. Caffeine can be like... Why did I say it like that? Caffeine? Caffeine? Caffeine can be addicting. It, honestly, it makes me, very shaky and, a little inconstipated. So I'm like, okay, I probably should stop drinking coffee. So, I start drinking hot cocoa. Because I think that's fun. Whatever. Hot cocoa's good. I'm good. Then, I start drinking boba. I love my little boba tea. It's so good and fun. And I'm like, you know what? This is great. Except, in my urge to get away from caffeine, I started drinking black tea boba. And I am a little, silly, goofy little guy. Because black tea has caffeine in it. But I'm like, yes, I'm so much better. I'm getting away from drinking caffeine. So, yeah. Let's not think about that. Everything's good and fine, and I'm not drinking caffeine, except I am because I'm drinking boba, and I'm also having my homemade little boba because I'm happy. Ooh, is this... Perhaps a vitamin deficiency for the sleep stuff. Yeah, I've tried so many things. I have a sun lamp for depression. Then I use that to keep myself awake. In the morning, of course, not at night. I have iron. I do have an iron deficiency. I am anemic. I struggle getting up because I will faint. Boba for all. I agree. Boba for all. In fact, I'm going to run my campaign on Boba for all. Vote me for president? President. Vote me for president. No, vote me for Congress. Magnesium could help, at least, I think. I'll look into that. I do need to, schedule an appointment with my general practitioner. And I've been meaning to do that for, a year, but I haven't. So I should probably do that, but I will take that into consideration. Because... I've done so much stuff. I've changed my diet. Yeah. Oh wait, sorry, what was that? Earth... Oh, this is Liberation from the Curse. I know that. Yeah, what was the song that just played, though? Let me look at my queue. Please. Please, I just want to... Okay. No, okay, whatever. I was trying to see what this one is. I like guessing the songs. The best boba, only the best. Exactly. Um. This is my favorite song on the album, by the way. And it's mostly because it's like a general reprise from like the main theme, The Wish for Mercury. Um, I just love it so much. But yeah, I mean, I think everyone on my stream knows that I have homemade boba. Because I have so much boba that I need to stop myself to buy like $10 drinks every day. And so instead, I make my own boba. However, that does not stop me from buying $10 drinks every other day because boba takes an hour to make and I'm tired. I'm tired. My favorite song. I wonder if it's delayed. It shouldn't be delayed. That'd be really funny though if it's like my singing is delayed from the song. Whoopsies. But I'm not sorry, because I'm gonna sing and it's my stream! It's my stream. I'm going to sing. My favorite part's coming up. Everyone be quiet. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Definitely should kick the caffeine habit. Yeah, you're right. That's such a good idea. Okay, quite honestly, caffeine literally does nothing for me except make me make me need to shit a lot. And a little shaky sometimes. Sorry, I gotta be quiet. It's coming up. Never mind, I keep on. Come on, I'm waiting for it. Should be soon. Yes, this is it, this is it. We made it. It took me like 3 minutes to get to it when I thought it was happening. There we go. I'm happy. I love the singing. Okay. Art is looking very nice. Oh, hey, thank you, Justin. Oh my god. Yeah, we're just chilling out now, decompressing. Look, it's Saida being my silly goofy, and it's Nora being my traumatized little punching bag. Everything's fine. Let me move this. We love them. Exactly. Also, is my roommate back? I can't tell. Oh yeah, she is. Yay! Okay, I need to fix the facial expression. Something in this isn't right. Wait, let me fix this as well. Okay. Wow. It's pretty late to be getting back. Oh well. Okay, it is right here. It's too upturned. There we go. And then, oh, Love that. But hi, Justin. Thank you for joining. I hope you had a good day. Um, Probably gonna be streaming for about 10 more minutes. I think 3 hours is about my limit. There we go. That's good. Oh, give me a second. Okay, I'm also back. I was saying hi to my roommate. Um, the art is looking very nice. Oh my god, we love them. I've been lurking the whole time, I will say. I was giving my PC more surgery. Hell yeah, Justin. Oh god, I so sorry for your PC. That PC seems like a nightmare. I don't know how you do it. Like, I'm so PC illiterate too. Like, anything with my laptop, like tech illiterate. Like, I just do my best. I don't know jack or shit. Help. And this is the new one too. Oh god. Evil, evil. Evil PC. Okay, this is great. Yeah. I got distracted saying hi to my roommate, who is very cool and amazing, and I love her dearly. Um, yeah. Okay. I for real fixed this time, I think. Hell yeah! That's what you think, though. You don't know. Oh no, you don't know. But hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, it's for real fixed this time. Also, for real is so fun to say. For real.
For real, for real. I always think I fixed it. Yeah. Oh my god. Part of my no good, very bad day is that my phone home button stopped working. I have an iPhone SE, so it still has the home button, and it stopped working, and so now I have to do the like accessible thing, touch whatever, to be able to like navigate my apps and open my phone, which is very fun and not at all making me mad. But yeah, we love that. I agree, Justin. Oh no. Planned obsolete. I know this word. Obsolete. I know the word is obsolete. Obsolescence. Obsolescence? Obsolescence? Obsolescence. 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 Planned obsolescence. Exactly, because there was an update today, and I think that update fucked with it. So yeah, that is the issue with having a phone from 2020. Which, to be fair, my phone before that, I had an iPhone 5 from, I want to say 2016 to 2020, and I only stopped using it because my phone got so cracked I could see its insides and it was glowing. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't be having this. I hate you, Coco. Plaid Evangelion. I said it right the first time. Wait. When I first said Evangelion, I was like, oh yeah, it's Evangelion. But then I started saying Evangelion. And Evangelion. Oh my god. I can't believe I said it right the first time. I hate myself. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate my hard work. I know how to pronounce words. But yeah, I know, I hate Apple so much. It just, I don't want to get a new phone. Let me keep my old, boring phone. I like the home button. Yeah, my poor dad, I was calling him today, and he got a new phone today, actually. And I was like telling him, like, oh, I'm having phone issues. And he was telling me, like, oh, we're probably gonna have to get you a new phone. I know you like the home screen button, but you're just gonna have to get used to it. And I was literally, oh my god, I was having a day. And so I was literally, like, crying to him, and I was like, man, I don't think I have the heart for change right now. Yeah, it's been a day, man. Phone stopped working. I hate my life, everything. Not everything went wrong, but I've made a couple mistakes today that ended very poorly for me. Which is why I took it all out on you. Turned French for 1.43 seconds and no further, lol. I'm so out of it, I don't even know when I was French. That's so funny. I'm glad Plague is not here. Although Plague actually hates the French the most, I think. Even though he's Quebecois. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yes. Oh my god. My lips are so chapped. Don't worry, I found. You're French? Don't tell me this. I signed up to take the heat. Don't tell me this. Please. Please, Coco. Who is... Oh my god, I forgot who you were. Oh, Koma. No, you're not French. I've heard you talk. Don't be French. Please don't be French. Wrong topic. I'm so confused. Don't worry, I signed up to take the heat. I am not a French toast. I'm saluting you. I'm saluting you, Coco. I'm saluting you right now, thank you. Thank you for not being French toast. Oh, 07, soldier. Oh, 07. Um. Okay, I'm doing this right. I'm doing this right. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna finish lining and coloring the last 2 bits, and then I'm gonna end stream for tonight. But now I'm confused on which topic I missed. So, whoops. Oh well. Also, I'm noticing Justin is gone, and I'm thinking this is because another issue popped up with the PC, so... 07. Oh, taking out my negative energy on stream. Yeah. You're here! Yay! Is your PC, are you battling with your PC? That's what I'm assuming right now, is that you're battling, mayhaps losing to the PC. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, but yeah, I think we're having a fun stream today. Yes, always. Rest in peace, my straight. I meant to say strong and brave, but I said strave. Rest in peace, my strong and brave soldier. What song is this? Chaos? What is this from? I think I know what this is from, but I'm not sure. What? Oh, never mind. I did not know where that... Like, what scene that was from. Okay. It's always, like, a fun bit to guess the songs. Eventually I'm gonna do that. Also, were you not able to see this emote I sent? It's from Neo Streams. Oh, no, I did see it. That... I was just like, yes, Luna, and then I said 07 Soldier. Because you sent it. But, yeah, no, hell yeah, it's Luna. Yeah. I just didn't acknowledge it. Whoops. But yes, I know, I'm so excited, for when I get affiliate, and I think I can start, getting drops and stuff. I'm gonna have some fun redeems, and then I'm gonna get some fun emotes, I think. And I can make those on stream too. Yippee! Gotcha, I know. I'm bad streamer. Bad streamer did not acknowledge things. Do not worry, though. I'm living my best life. Ugh. Oh my god, my neck and back hurt so much. Okay. Yeah, I really do like streaming though. It's fun. So I'm glad I streamed today. Even though I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of having the day from hell. Ooh, this is... I know exactly when this was played, but I can't remember the song title. Time of affiliate. I'd love to help you if you'd want at the time. Oh!
Yeah, okay, that'd be so fun. Hell yeah. Um, Time to Go. This is what that song's called. Come on. No, it's called Simulation Exercise. Fuck everything. Ugh. I knew that's what it was too. Ugh, I know exactly when this is played. I'm just playing a little game with me, myself, and I, where I guess what the song's name is. Hope I've been able to brighten your day up. Hell yeah, Coco. It was really fun to talk to you. I think we had a very good conversation today. It was very fun. Yeah. I saw Justin posted something that was like what every streamer fears, and it's the start stream button. But quite honestly, like I really enjoy streaming. I'm not really scared of it at all. I know some streamers like get anxious to start, but I honestly like I look forward to it. Because I just get to yap, and like if people respond or not, like that's on them. But I'm just gonna keep yapping. Like I don't care if people acknowledge what I'm saying. I mean, it's more fun when people acknowledge what I'm saying. But I will just keep going either way. I mean, TBH, Wednesday I had something I need to go to, so that was a little bit of a short stream. But yeah. I get scared mainly because my PC has a 50-50 chance of dying. Yeah, that's fair. I think you are fighting demons with your PC, which is very fair to be scared of. Something's not right here. That's not. Wait, you've been talking this whole time? Never heard a thing. Coco, don't say that to me. No. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I'm like a streamer, but I haven't been saying anything. You guys have just like been hallucinating me in your head. Isn't that crazy? And that's the power of streaming. Whoa. Yeah. Oh my god. Do you know that one? It was a sound on TikTok, like in 2023? Oh, sorry, Justin. I really want to try another stream tonight, but I don't know if my PC wants me to. Ooh. If you get your PC working. Head pointing finger. All I hear is Kasumi. Where's Noodles been? Noodles is gone. This is just Kasumi, baby. God, I was saying something. I lost it. I don't know where it went. I'm gonna try. Yes! Go, Justin! And I'm ending stream soon, too, so whenever I stop... Oh, wait. I know what I was doing, but I don't know what I was saying. Anyways, whenever I end, I'll probably go watch you. Oh, a sound from 2023. Yes, okay, and that's the power of knowledge. It was, my cousins and I, we memorized it. And then I forced a friend to memorize it. And this was over summer. And it was maybe even 2022. But it goes, it's one of those, like, silly dubs of, anime. What are these called? I can't remember. I know Free has one called 50% Off, and that's all I know. But it's basically, it's from Attack on Titan, and it's,
So you're Aaron, and you're... Whoa, who's this babe you're with, Jaeger? That's Armin, and he's not a girl. Hey there, Armin. So what do you like to do? I like to read. Okay. Like... Okay, oh god, I forgot it. Why? Because books give you the power of knowledge. Or something like that. God damn it, I forgot it. Abridged. You're right, Coco. Um... God, I forgot what it was. We used to have the whole thing memorized. But anyways. Like what? Because books teach you useful things. Like what? For example, did you know that if you take an industrial grade microwave and put it underwater, it'll leave no scars on the body? And that's the power of knowledge. That's all I wanted to get to. And that's the power of knowledge. Someone needs to pull that up and then I can get that. I can do that. You know what? This is my stream.
So you're Aaron and you're... Whoa. Who's this babe
You're with, Jaeger? That's Armin, and he's not a girl. Hey there, Armin. So what do you like to do? I like to read.
So you're Aaron and you're...
No, it goes more! Come on, come on.
That's
It's Armin, and he's not a girl. Hey there, Armin.
So you're Aaron and you're... Whoa. Who's this babe
You're with, Marker?
That's
Armin. He's not a girl.
Hey there,
Armin. So what do you like to do? I like to read.
Okay. Why?
Because books
teach you useful things. Like what?
I'm glad you asked. I've got many examples. For instance, did you know that if you electrocute someone while holding them underwater, it'll leave no burn marks on the body?
No.
You do now.
And that's the power of knowledge.
So, Nick,
You
want to
take a bath with me?
together?
Oh fuck, I did it wrong. Come on.
Can I bring an industrial strength toaster?
Anyways, that was a lot of effort. And that's the power of knowledge. Thank you, Justin. Thank you for enjoying that bit. We're almost done here. And books teach you useful... Oh, hello. Girl said microwave. Okay, I was close. Industrial grade oven. Microwave. Okay, like, you can't fault me for that. You know if you electrocute someone while holding them underwater, it'll leave no birthmarks on the body? He did not say toaster. Don't tell me this. I'm bringing this thing back up.
So you're Aaron and you're... Whoa.
Farts! I'm so sorry.
Who's this babe you're with, Jaeger? That's Armin. Not a girl. Hey there, Armin. So what do you like
I
to
like
do?
to do.
I like
I like to read.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. Why?
Why?
Because books
Books
teach
teach
me
me useful things.
Like what?
Like what?
I'm glad you asked. I've got
Many
many examples.
examples for it.
For instance, did you know
Do you
that
know
if you electrocute someone while
someone
holding them
holding them
underwater,
underwater, it'll leave no
it'll leave no burn marks on the
marks on the
body?
body?
No.
You
Do now.
and that's
And
the
that's the
power
power
of
of
knowledge.
knowledge.
So, like, you want to take a bath together?
Together.
Can I bring an industrial strength toaster?
Fuck! I hate everything. I hate everything. I hate everything. Don't talk to me. What is this? Did I? Oh, okay. Because books teach me useful things. Okay, let's merge these all together, do that. Coco, I'm banning you from stream. JK, please stay. Please stay. I need viewers. I need 3 average viewers before I can be affiliate. Anyways. What are you talking about? I was totally right. Okay, it's been like 4 years. Okay, I forgot the stupid little copy pasta. Freedom, no, wait, come back. Begging for viewers, tisk. No, Justin, please, not you too. Please. You guys can't turn against me. You're my chat. You're my chat. No, that's funny. Ugh. I can't even do it. Thank you. I deserve those head pats. You guys are so mean. Okay. Oh, what the hell? What the heck? Because books teach me useful things. Whoops. I should have known. That I was going to end up like this. Like what? I've got many. I'm glad you asked. I've got many examples. For instance, did you know that if you electrocute someone while holding the body underwater? Wait, if you electrocute someone while holding them underwater, it'll leave no burn marks on the body? No. Well, you do now, and that's the power of knowledge. Damn it! I need to do this on a separate layer. I should have known. Now I'm gonna be stuck saying this stupid thing. Because I learned it once when I was a teenager. Do now, and that's the power of knowledge. Oh my god, my music! We've just been sitting in. Oh, yeah. So harsh on yourself. No, I'm a perfectly normal amount of harsh. It's because I hate that thing, but I memorized it, and I'm stuck with it forever. You know. I'm so glad you asked. I have many examples. For instance, did you know that if you That's the wrong thing. That if you... I forgot it. I forgot. I'm glad you asked. I have many examples. For instance, did you know that if you... electrocute someone while holding them underwater, it'll leave no burn marks on the body? No? Well, you do now. And that's the power of knowledge. So, like, you want to take a bath? Together? Can I bring an industrial grade toaster? I'm fine. I just think I'm really funny. Don't worry. Don't stop her. She's exactly where she wants to be. Oh my god, have you guys seen... Okay, so let me pull something up. I am a big fan of aardwolves. Why, you may ask? Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. My beautiful daughter, who has many things wrong with her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look into her eyes. Look into her eyes and tell me what you see. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in those eyes. Look at my beautiful, beautiful daughter, whom I love dearly. Ooh, is this where I want to go or where you want to go? Don't save her, she don't want to be saved. Exactly. So this is my beautiful, beautiful daughter whom I love dearly, who is an aardwolf. It's her aardwolf Sona. I think this is where we want to go. The way I want to go. Nope, it's the way I want to go. And she is an aardwolf. And basically, there is a... Let me see if I can bring it up. Nashville Zoo Aardwolves. Let's look at some aardwolves. Oh, that's not it. Aardwolves. Live. They have a live camera of aardwolves. Okay, come on. Yes, this is it. This is it. Come on, where are my babies? Look at them, look at them, look at them, look at them. Look at them. Let's get that situated. All correctly. Look at the little, look at them. Look at them, they're in the corner, look at them. Look at them go. Let's look at the aardwolves together for a second. This is my stream. I do what I want. Look at them go. So anyways, I love aardwolves dearly. That's so mean that it's buffering. And so these are the little puppies. Look at them go. So beautiful. I don't know why I got onto this topic. I was thinking and I was thinking of she don't want to be saved, and this is me looking at the aardwolf. She don't want to be saved. She's exactly where she wants to be. The poor aardwolves, though, they're not exactly where they want to be, but it's fine. I get to look at them anyways. Okay. That's all I wanted. Come on, I need to finish this. So it's called, by the way, it's called Murder TM because, Side Up murders, what's her name? Nora. And so this is kind of the scene where, she's going to get murdered. Whoopsies. I'm so nice to my characters. Hee 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 hee. It's fine. We can have slight variations. Yeah, so she wanna be saved. She very much wanna be saved. But she's not gonna be. Yay! Okay, now I just need to color this in and then we're done! We're done! We are done! Is this Earth House? Oh, that's the wrong color. That's the wrong thing. I don't want to open that. Nope, it's called Not Going Well. I didn't know that. I'm not going well. Whoa. Fighting demons right now. Color it in and we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done! We did it! Let's look at it! I'm gonna add values to them. And maybe change her eyes a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna change some things. But let's look at it. Let's look. Watch it go. Did I do that? Don't tell me I burped. Don't do this to me. Damn it! On stream! Okay, oh, actually, okay, sorry. Let me do this. Animation. Playback. Loop. Okay. Let's watch this loop for a little bit as I end stream. Thank you everyone for coming. It was kind of, it was a heavy stream, and then it was a light stream, and then it was a stream. But I appreciate everyone who was here, everyone who popped by, everyone who lurked. You're all so cool and amazing. I lined almost everything this stream. At some points I moved much faster than others. So it was nice to see the people who popped by. Thank you all for coming. Let's go here. Ending stream. It was good. This was an impromptu stream. I don't normally stream at this time. Normally I try to stream Wednesdays at 12 p.m. PST and Sundays at 7 p.m. PST. So, if you want to catch me at any of those normal times, I'll try to add it to Twitch too to make sure that I have a calendar, because I don't think I've updated it recently, so it's probably off. So I'll update the calendar, I'll do that. So if you want to catch another stream, we're going to have some more fun times. I know this was a bit more of a serious stream, but for the most part, I just want to have fun and chill out. So thank you all for coming to this stream, and I'll see you later. Bye!